Hello, good day everyone. Today, we will discuss about the approaches of curriculum improvement. Curriculum is considered to be everything that transpires the course of planning, teaching, and learning in an educational institution. The term approach in this context refers to the various aspects of developmental process, including the assumptions, the purposes, the criteria, procedures, and the participants in curriculum development project. Curriculum improvement means a continuous or never-ending process. The main focus of this curriculum is to develop the students, which means that the curriculum does not stop developing once it is implemented. Current literature on the curriculum includes numerous general or specific recommendations for change. The earlier attention to methods for change tended to center on steps in the revision of courses of study or the sequential stages in the organization of curriculum improvement programs. Curriculum change is now viewed as much more complex problem than the predominant curriculum literature of the 1920s or 1930s made it appear to be. Curriculum discussions often reveal dissatisfaction with results of earlier efforts or change and indicate the urgency of making change speedily. The apparent growth of general, social lag, and maladjustment has stimulated many sequelae of speeding curriculum improvement. Curriculum, depending on its nature, may be an important means for bringing back about wider social change. Curriculum practitioners and implementers may use one or more approaches in planning, implementing, and evaluating the curriculum. Now, presenting to you the 6 approaches of curriculum improvement. These are behavioral approach, managerial approach, systems approach, humanistic approach, technical approach, and non-technical approach.
Behavioral approach is based on a blueprint where goals and objectives are specified. Contents and activities are also arranged to match with the learning objectives. This approach started with the idea of Frederick Taylor, which aimed to achieve efficiency. In education, behavioral approach begins with the educational plans that start with the setting of goals or objectives. These are the important ingredients in curriculum implementation as evaluating the learning outcomes as a change of behavior. The change of behavior indicates the measure of the accomplishment. Second is the managerial approach. In this approach, the principal is the curriculum leader and at the same time the instructional leader, who is supposed to be the general manager. The general manager sets the policies and priorities, establishes the direction of change, innovation, planning, organizing curriculum and instruction. Curriculum managers look at curriculum changes and innovation as they administer the resource and instruction of the school. Third, systems approach. This approach was influenced by system theory, where the parts of the total school district or school are examined in terms of how they relate to each other. For example, the organizational chart of the school represents a system approach. It also shows the line staff relationship of personnel and how decisions are made.
The fourth approach to curriculum improvement is the humanistic approach. This approach is rooted in a progressive philosophy and child-centered movement. It considers the formal or planned curriculum and the informal or hidden curriculum. It considers the whole child and believes that in curriculum, the total development of the individual is a prime consideration. The learners is at the center of the curriculum. The next approach is the technical approach. It is considered as a traditional way of developing curricula which heavily relies on curriculum knowledge from non-teachers. In this approach, curriculum functions are separated but related to instructional functions. The curriculum processes are rational and systematic. The last approach is a non-technical approach. This approach relies heavily on teachers as a major source of curriculum knowledge because they know their students and teaching context. Curricula using this approach do not initially have intended learning outcomes because what students are expected to learn are not easily predicted. Teachers in this approach enact rather than implement. So why does curriculum change? This can happen from several reasons. A curriculum may be outdated. Teachers may be dissatisfied with the content, or teachers want to incorporate technology.